Hello everyone, my name is Christopher. In my last video, I was talking to you guys about how to create a workspace on monday.com, and you know, I went through it showing us practically how you can that the workspace is like a building where you house everything that pertains to your project, to the work the work you are doing, and all your tasks and everything you want to put in your workspace. So monday.com is an AI automation platform that can be used for task management, project management, and any kind of work you want to do where you actually want to automate your tasks, your business, your everything you want to do is it can be hosted on monday.com, where you can be able to you can talk to your team, you can have conversations with your team, your projects, assign tasks to your team and everybody in your team. You keep them abreast with all the developments and all the tasks that need to be done on a project which you are working on. So today I want to talk about how to create a board. And actually a board is the main heart of monday.com, because workspace, just like I'm showing you right now, if you click on this place, you'll see all the things you can find in a workspace. You can find an agent, a vibe app. An agent has to do with AI. Then this is a board. This is documents. This is dashboard. This is folders. This is templates. Actually, if you click more, you'll see forms. You have a form where you can create new form where you can attract leads in for your clients, for customers. You can create a form where you can be able to, as they fill that form, it will populate your monday.com dashboard directly. So even you can import data, external data. If you have data maybe on other platforms, that's probably in an Excel sheet, in Google Documents, in Asana, Trello, Basecamp, basically in different formats. You can import that data into monday.com, and you can use monday.com to be able to manage that data in your business, in your company, in your projects, whatever you want to do. So monday.com is a very extensive platform where you can use to manage projects, manage tasks, and many other things you can do. So today I want to talk to us briefly on how to create a board. And like I said, a board is the heart of monday.com, where that's the place where you can manage the tasks, the project directly on all the tasks you are handling. The board is the main area of monday.com. So that's the main place where the activities, everything, the activity actually goes on. So to create a board, like for instance, if you want to create a board, you just click this place, this main workspace, this plus sign here, and you go to this place, board, and new board. That is where you're going to click. And if you want to use a template is a pre-built board where you can now customize to your taste. There are different templates. If you now click template, now if you click it, for instance, if you click this place, for instance, there's a template center. So you can, now if you look at this area, sorry. If you look at this area, you look at the marketing, content production, project management. So any kind of template you need, you can just click the project management and it will create a ready-made board. A ready-made board for you. Like if I click this project management now, it will give you this one, agile project management. And if you click it, it will create a custom-made board. Use template. So it's creating a template board. It's creating a template where you can now customize to your own needs. To your own needs. So this is a ready-made. This is a ready-made template that you can use for your projects. So you just have to customize it. You delete all the things you don't need, and you now start using it. It's already built in. It's already built. You don't need to start from scratch and again. But we don't want to use a template for now. We want to build from scratch. So we want to build from scratch. So we delete and we build from scratch. So we click board and click new board. So here, so your monday.com AI, you can tell the AI what you want to do, and it will help you create a kind of board you need for that job or for that project you want to handle. So probably if you say this board is for task management, for instance, task management, it will create a kind of board which is customized for you to be able to handle tasks, to manage your tasks. So, and if for instance we are going with this, it will now select the privacy type. Like this is main. If you leave it at main, it means everyone in your monday.com and everyone that is connected to your monday.com can see the board, can see that board and everything that is on the board. But if you keep it on private, there's another type of board called private. That means you select any, that is, you have to pick the people you want to be able to access the information on that board. So it's not available for everybody on the platform. And a shareable board is the kind of board where you can be able to send links to that board to specific clients, to specific people who you want to see the projects you are doing on that board. So there are three main types of board: the main, the private, and the shareable. But we're going to use the main now. So, but I pretty much have for this tutorial, I want to create a board that talks about launching a new company website. I know there are so many people. This kind of boards is very popular among so many clients. So launching a new company website is a kind of project many companies tend to run. So I want to use this tutorial to kind of explain how you can be able to build such a board. And so let me okay, this is like launching a new company website. New company websites launch. So we keep it admin and we create board. So it's now creating the board. AI is now creating the board. Just give it a minute so that it will load. Still creating the board. Now, you see it is done. So our board is created. So this is the title of the board, new company website launch. So this is the outlook. This is how a board looks like. These are the tasks. These are the columns. These are columns. Just like what you find in Excel. Just like what you find in Excel. These are rows. These are columns. So this is where you register. You register the tasks you are doing. This is tells you about the status of the task, whether you started the task, whether it is completed, whether it's not completed, whether it's in process, whether it's in or is progressing or not progressing. So this is where you record the status of the task. Then this is the budget, the budget of the website you are creating. Then this is the person you are assigning to, the person you have assigned these tasks to handle. Then as you move right, you see the priority, whether it's low, whether it's high, whether it's urgent. This is the priority level of the task. Then you write, this is a text column. So it's talking about notes, anything you want to write, any kind of note that you want the person who is handling this task to see. So this is where you write some notes. And this is the department that you've assigned the tasks to. Then there's the project timeline. The project timeline, when the project is due, the due date. So this is where whether from what date to what date. So this helps to keep the project, this helps to keep everyone who is handling the project on their toes, because definitely when there's a timeline assigned to a project, the Monday.com, whenever as it's approaching the due date, it will be informing the person who the task is assigned to be able to complete. And if you want to add more columns, you just click on this plus button and you add columns. So you can add, we already have status, we already have text column. There's a people column. If you want a column where it has almost the same thing. This people column is almost the same thing as the assignee, because people you want to assign that task to. Then you have a file column where you can just post files. You can post documents, you can post pictures, you can post videos, probably from your laptop, from Google Drive. Any files you want that will be very useful for that project, you can post it so that the person handling the project will be able to have to see the files you're posting. Then there's documents, there's timeline, there's drop down, there's dates, there's numbers, there's formulas. Those are the columns that are available on Monday.com. So, like for a project of this nature, like launching a new website, we can start populating, for instance, the tax we want to handle. For instance, like this is the name of the board. This is the title of the board. Then this area is known as group. This area, this to do now means it's a group. These areas, this in progress, this to do, they are called groups. So it can be edited. You can edit it to whatever you want. The groups, you can call it anything you want. You can call it anything you want, but it's just for you to group your work. So for some people, depending on the kind of project you are handling, it can be morning tasks. Maybe you want some things you want to be doing in the morning, some things you want to be doing in the afternoon or in the evening. So it can be edited. You can just call it morning tasks, morning tasks. So it just group the tasks you are doing in the morning, the tasks you are doing in the afternoon, the tasks you are doing in the evening. But since we are talking about a website launch, So for instance, this can be the planning phase. This group now can be the planning phase. The planning of the website launch. and there are different there are different tasks that are involved in a website launch. So first and foremost, you can start with defining the website goals. That's the task. That's the task that can be done. The website goals. Then secondly, talking about the research competitors, that the people that are competing, you research similar websites. You research similar websites, research the competitors, the people that are competing with the website you are building. The business is your business competition. So this is maybe part of the task. So you add more tasks depending on the kind of project you're handling. Like for a new company website launch, these are the kind of tasks you can create for you to be able to successfully launch a website. So another task you can put on is create project timeline. You can create the project timeline. The project timeline. Then another task can be approve project budget. Approve project budget. So these are the kind of tasks you can you want to handle for a company website launch. Then the status, of course, is not started, but depending on the status, it's either in progress, it's either done, it's either blocked, it's either not started. So if this is in progress, you can put it as in progress. If this has not been started, you can leave it as not started. If this has not been started, you can put it as not started. So these are the this is the status. Then you put your budget. This is the budget. This is the budget. Depending on the budget you have for the website. So for this specific task, that defining website goals. So what's the cost of handling this task? So this is where you put it. Then the person you are assigning this role to handle, that's where you put in there. This priority, is it a medium? Is it medium priority? Is it critical priority? Is it high? Is it medium? Is it low? So you create the priority. So Monday.com helps to inform everyone on this project the priority, whether it's high priority, critical, or medium or low. So these are notes, whatever you want to, the notes you want to, anything you want to write, so that the person that is handling this project will be informed about additional information or what the person needs. And this is the department, the person who is handling this. So depending on what you are handling. So depending on the department of the person you are assigning this task to. So that is what you do. Then finally, there's the project timeline. You put a project timeline to it. So it will tell you the timeline from the inception to the launch or to of the completion of this specific task. Then there's what we call subtasks. Now, if you want to put a subtask, these are there's this button very close to each task. This forward button. Once you click it, a subtask is now breaking down the task into smaller bits, breaking down the task into smaller tasks, which can be able to be handled so that it will not, like if you are going to the market to buy something about cooking a certain kind of meal. So you won't just go to the market and say you want to buy that meal, but you want to cook it at home. So you have to break down all the things you need to buy to be able to prepare that meal. So this is what subtask means. So like if you say defining a website goals, there are subtasks. There are subtasks that you can do to be able to fulfill this defining website goals. So what are the subtasks? You can be meeting with stakeholders, for instance, meeting with stakeholders. Then another one can be identify target audience, the people that are going to be using the website. Identify targets target audience. Then another one can be define website objectives. Define websites objectives. So this, as you keep adding. So these are defining website goals. These are the subtasks that are under this defining the website goals. So as you add them, it will help you to understand what is required for you to do to be able to fulfill this task. So as you are putting it there, it's going to be keeping you abreast with all the things you need to do so that you'll be able to successfully handle a specific task. So also, as you go down, this research competition, this create project timeline. Sorry, I think I didn't spell this right. Create project timeline, approve project budget. So you can also add in, subtasks, which will help you to understand, what is required to do for you to be able to fulfill the tasks. So subtasks are smaller tasks, which helps you to fulfill the larger task. So this is what a board looks like. And as this board is created now, as you keep adding all these tasks, there is, and filling in all these timelines, adding people, assigning tasks to people. Let me check. Let me look if assigning tasks to people. So for instance, you want to assign a specific task to people. If there is someone already probably in your company, this is where you can find their names, their names, people in your company that in the web. So you can just assign it to them. You can just assign it to the person, and the Monday.com will notify the person immediately. Monday.com will notify the person immediately that you have been assigned a specific task and you are supposed to handle the task. So if there are more people, for instance, on my Monday.com platform, so I can be able to choose, or I can invite someone by email. Now I can put someone's email right here, and the person will be prompted to sign into Monday.com. Once you sign into Monday.com, the person will be automatically plugged onto the project, and he'll be able to see the project, and he can be assigned to handle a specific task or a specific role. So this is just an introduction on how to build a board on Monday.com. And I've been trying to walk us through how you can use a board to be able to handle a new company website launch. And so far, I've been able to populate the tasks, the tasks about the planning process of a new website launch, the planning process, and aside the planning process, from the planning process to the execution. So these are the things you need to do to be able to fulfill, to be able to launch a new website. Now, aside the planning, there's the content creation phase, there's the design and development, and there's the testing and the launch. So I don't want this video to be very long. So in the next video, by then I would have populated all these things about the new website launch. Then from the next video, I'm going to show us how to be able to automate simple automations, how to be able to automate tasks. Now, after populating all these tasks and assigning it to people and putting on the due dates, then there are simple automations I'm going to show you that's going to help you automate your tasks so that you'll be able to be efficient in managing your tasks and your projects so that they will run smoothly even without your input. And that is what we are going to cover in the next video. And if you are looking for someone who's going to help you manage your tasks and to improve your automation of your workflows so that you'll be able to save time and build a sustainable business, I'm here for you. I'm an AI automation specialist who is experienced in Monday.com, Airtable, Make.com, Zapier, GoHighLevel. I'm vast and well experienced in automation in business automation. So quickly send me a DM and we'll discuss on how to automate your tasks and ensure efficiency in your business. So see you in the next video. Thank you.